most customers were like family. The simple thing of me or my children carrying stuff to people's cars, means something. You're not going to find that at the local Acme or something like that. And I hope to leave for picking up produce at like 2:30ish in the morning. It's not uncommon to see me here with the lights on past midnight. As you relate to so many people every day, you have more potential to touch lives in a good way. There's a lot of people around that are hurting and a lot of people that need love, and that's one of my missions. My name is Durrell Detwiler. I'm the owner and the manager of Detwiler's Farm Market. Been in this business ever since I was a young boy. It's been sort of my life, I guess, We're going to go take a look at some other stuff around the store here and see what we got.
Okay, Durrell, so how did we first meet? My dad has been coming here for about 20 years now, almost.
Dad and Mom. Your mom was just in this afternoon.
Yep. And then we got connected and
right.
figured we'd make a video showcasing all what you got going on here.
Yeah, it's great.
So when was this first established and started?
So this was started, the first part of the building was built in the early 90s. I want to say like right around 93-ish, give or take. So that's when the first part of the building went up. Dad would have bought the property here in like the mid to late 80s, built the house. It was just open land. There was no buildings on the property. Built the house, and then he started growing produce in the field. That's sort of how we started. I picked tomatoes in the field and didn't really like it, but that's sort of what growing produce is how we started. My first memories of selling stuff was probably as a 12-year-old maybe. Thereabouts, about the age of my oldest son, and he, taking care of customers, and that was back when it was just a quarter this size or something.
So then how did you get to be in charge?
So growing up in it, as I got older, I took more responsibility. Then in August of 2009, it's actually right now, just about right this time, this month in 2009, my parents moved away. And then we moved into the house the following spring. But year of 2009 is the year I pretty much took over sole responsibility of the place. And so, this is our right around 15 years that me and my wife have been in charge here.
Okay.
So,
And then what's your family? How many people are living here now? You have a big family.
Well, we have just my wife and I and our 4 children live here.
4 children, okay.
We live in the house that we all grew up in as, young kids and stuff.
And then the people who help out here, are they part of your family or part of...
We've used some family, but then we've pulled from local community. There's an Amish community in Oxford, Pennsylvania. That actually, we have several Amish girls from there working for us. Right now, that's our main staff. But my wife's, everybody but her oldest sister, every one of her sisters has worked here at some point in their time in life. My brother was here with me for a number of years. It's 3 years now that he moved away, just a little over 3 years. And so, he was here with me pretty much ever since 2009. He's 4 years younger than me. So,
So then you're Mennonite.
Correct.
And is that, how much of a role does that play here?
I would say that we have a church community in this area. I would say that that's definitely, it's definitely important to me. My faith is my big thing. I want to pass my faith on to my children. I want the people around me to see God's love, and I want to show compassion and love to. There's a lot of people around that are hurting, and a lot of people that need love, and that's one of my missions. To make a customer smile, make a customer get a laugh, and just make them go away saying, these people are real.
Is that community pretty strong here in this part of Maryland?
As far as, you mean the Mennonite
community? The Mennonite community, yeah.
In this particular area, it's actually just our church community is probably only about, I don't know, maybe 20 families or something.
Okay.
So it's not a huge community. But we would, like I said, pretty much, this is where I grew up. It's a community I grew up in, so it's what I know. But no, we primarily, as a whole, most of our staff is faith-based staff, Amish or Mennonite Christian folks, and that's sort of how we stuck with it. We want to go on good principle, and that's so yeah.
So then we have the main building is right here behind
Right,
us.
correct.
And then how much acreage is this whole area that you
So we
own?
own right around 20 acres here. Our property line is right around the drive here. This is a neighboring property. We have 20 acres from here, basically from here to like that brush strip over there.
I see. Okay.
And if you drew a line out through there to the edge of our fence where our turkeys are, that's sort of the far perimeter, and it's sort of a narrow piece that goes back and maybe just a few feet inside the tree line.
So then how much farming are you doing here?
So we don't grow anything as a whole. We don't grow anything for ourselves or grow anything to sell. You know, growing up, we started out as that, but as the business developed, we pretty much, I would say probably 20 or so years ago, pretty much started just bringing everything in from local farms or Lancaster County Amish Mennonite farms, and there's a produce auction or two that we go to and get stuff from, and so it's hard to run both facets of the company, you know, whether it's, you know, selling is more than we can almost handle already, and then to grow it. As of now, the plants you see in the field are by the neighboring farmer. He's got soybeans in the field this year, and next year, you know, they used to do beans one year, corn another year, so yeah. We have developed a little bit of some added dimensions. A number of years ago, we started raising turkeys for Thanksgiving. That's something that we do now every year. Just got our first ones in about a month ago. And so we'll do that. My sons are starting to have a pen of chickens for eggs and stuff, and we're selling those here. We do some pigs, slop the pigs with our waste and some grain, and get about 7 or so of those butchered every winter and sell the sausage and bacon here and stuff. So
Awesome. Okay, now I'm going to transition to go see some of the pigs and turkeys. I'm here with Brandon and Jordan, Durrell's sons. So I'm going to hop in here. They're going to take me around this gator. So how old are you guys?
I'm 13 and he's 10.
13 and 10. Okay, so you're in school.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're on summer vacation.
Yep.
When do you start back up?
On the 27th.
27th? Okay. So about 10 days.
Yeah.
When did you start driving the gator?
Not sure. I might have been probably about his age.
10? Okay. So we're heading back to see the pigs first. They're all right there, right?
Yeah.
So how many pigs are there?
There's 8 of them.
And do you come back here a lot to tend to them?
Yeah, we check them and give them water and give them feed, and then they eat some garbage. And
Okay. It must be hot.
yeah. They like lying in the shade or
Oh, there goes one. They're really small.
Yeah.
All right, so now we'll go take a look at the turkeys.
Okay.
So you guys have grown up here on this farm
Yeah.
your whole life. Do you like it over here?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it.
What do you guys do in the summer? Like, what's your favorite thing to do on the farm?
I like mowing the grass some and
Cut the grass?
yeah.
You guys do any like bonfires or
Yeah, we
Stuff
have a
like that.
campfire once in a while.
campfire? Do you ever go down on the water, like out on the Elk River?
Yeah, we've been down there. We have a customer friend. We went to his place a couple times to go swimming sometimes.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right, here we are. So these are all the turkeys.
Yeah.
Top out here. Wow, there's a lot.
Yeah.
How many?
So there's been some that have died, but we got with the first batch we got 40, and then we just got like 125 more.
Oh my gosh.
Just the other week.
Wow. And these are, so you'll raise these to
Yeah.
then be butchered and sold around Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty
We
cool.
sell 'em for Thanksgiving and a few for Christmas.
That's awesome. So you just have to kind of raise them in the summer and then a little bit of the fall.
Yeah. And then once they get a little bigger, we'll let them out here, and they'll be out here.
Oh, they roam in this field here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just right now, some of the small ones could almost fit through the fence or something.
Yeah.
Don't want that happening.
Is it a lot of work to maintain them?
Not that much. You have to. Sometimes we fill up that feeder when it gets empty, and then sometimes just spread some new straw in there. So
Yeah. So how much do you help your dad throughout the summer?
we help a good bit. We feed the turkeys, and then we bed them, and we feed the pigs and stuff.
Okay.
Take care of some of the animals.
Yep.
And then of course there's work inside some too.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot goes into all this. I'm sure he appreciates your help. All right, and now we're back. Sweet. Well, thank you for taking me around.
Yep.
It was nice meeting you. Thank you. All right, that was fun. Now let's get back to talking with Durrell. So you're expanding then over the years.
Yeah,
How does that look then in terms of expanding this? Because it's changed quite a bit since we started coming here.
Yeah.
A while back.
I don't foresee any major changes where we feel just a bit maxed out now as the children get older, and we feel that it's the place for us to be, and that's where God wants us, and that's how we do. I'm not saying nothing could change. At this point, we're just, our biggest crunch, I guess I would say, is personnel in the management level would be the biggest thing. So you're here most of your waking hours. We're closed Sunday. There's still sometimes plants that need water that day. So it's not much off time. When you open up in April and when you close in December, or you open up the end of March and close in December, in that time frame, it's pretty demanding.
It's a lot, yeah. So then more along the lines of how much work goes into this on a daily basis.
Okay, well, as far as how much work goes into it, it's a matter of about as much time as you can give it. I mean, I guess I feel, and I guess my personality, I like things to look nice. I like to have pictures, displays. I like there to be, stuff to be cleaned up and organized, and produce is always changing, and so you have to work with it a lot. You can't just buy it, put it unload it off the truck and let the help take care of it. You got to look at it yourself. You got to physically touch it, it seems to me.
When are you getting up in the morning to start?
Me, it varies. It varies on the day. Tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning is my early morning, and I hope to leave for picking up produce at like 2:30ish in the morning. But that's my crunch morning. Other mornings depends. Sometimes I usually don't show up. I'm a late night guy, so I usually the girls get here 8:30 depending on the day. 8:30 is pretty common. I'm usually showing up around the same time, but then I usually burn some hours, and a lot of nights if I'm done by 10 o'clock, that's early.
Wow.
So it's it's not uncommon to see me here with the lights on past midnight. So it's intense, and of course, like I said, sometimes I need to learn to walk away from it, but there's just a lot. Sometimes our staff is a little short, so I'll do things to prepare for the next day and stuff like that,
What's your drive? Like, what keeps you going through this?
I enjoy two things. I enjoy making it profitable. Our drive has not been having the cheapest product, but it's been having the best, some of the better quality. But it's always interesting too to hear people say, "Oh wow, those were really good," and those were the best peaches or the corns. I just had a customer yesterday and said, I go here and I go there and I get corn, and yours is the best. And that means a lot. When you can have a good product and a satisfied customer. And I'd say one of my drives is to appeal to the customer's appetite, whether it's through a picturesque display or a pretty flower or whatever it is. My wife helps a lot in the spring with the flowers, and she's involved in other aspects of the business too.
So then what's your relationship like with the customers?
We have I would say a relationship with the customer is to most customers, we're like family. I mean, customers come in, there's a lot of first name basis. Known several, I'm the second generation, my children the third generation, and so there's a certain sense in the customers. We know several generations of family as well. So.
And are most of your customers been coming for many years? Like how many new customers have you seen in recent years?
Oh, we hear of new customers. I would say there's probably not a week that goes by hardly on the average that we don't hear somebody new. You know, some days it might be more than one, and some days, you know, we don't know who everybody is that is new,
Yep.
but yeah, there's new customers every day. We put a couple simple signs out along the road, and there's people that live in the community that say they've been going by here all this time and never knew about us, and they just happened to come back here, and you know, maybe they've lived in the community for 20 years and they just never knew it, you know.
Yeah.
And yet then there's people, so you have new people all the time. You have people that are on, you know, there's a lot of vacation beach traffic that goes by about the main drive out here, main 213. But then there's also a lot of repeats, you know, people that
For sure.
have lived in the community for as long or almost as long as we have, you know,
Yep.
and longer some. So yeah.
Where do you like focus most of your time? Like we're out here with, like you sell furniture, you sell plants, but then the produce stuff as well. Like where are you
So that would-
centering your attention?
Yeah, so that good question. That would vary a lot on the time of the year. This is local produce month, August, and so 95% of my time, most of my time is focused on the produce end of things, the inside. If you were to ask me this question back in April or May, I would say outside I'd be probably 70% of the time, or at least 60% of the time. Our main focus is produce, then plants, and then the furniture. So then that'll shift here just after Labor Day, about the middle of September, we'll switch over to moving a bunch of the plants back. Some of the stuff gets moved away, and then we'll set up our fall mum display and our pumpkins, and then come mid-September through October, you know, outside again becomes a big thing.
Yeah. So then what happens then in the winter, since you guys are so seasonal? You close from April to December, or December to April.
Right.
What
So
happens in those months?
till we
in
get
between?
wrapped up here, it's usually about Christmas time. Till we get done here, cleaning up, packing things up, inventorying items. So Christmas time, we usually like to take a family trip around Christmas, New Year's. So January and February would be our main down months, into March some. You know, catch up on bookwork, you know, take some time off, a little bit of stuff around the house, just some relaxation time, because, you know, after all, we are
Yeah.
6 days a week, you know, 12 to 18 hours a day. You know, you add up the hours, and you're still putting in overtime if you divide it out in the
For
year.
sure,
So then come March, you start gearing up. Even throughout the winter, you're maybe buying some early buy programs with either the furniture or with miscellaneous supplies, packaging materials, and so there's some coordination that happens over the winter. Inventory is a big thing I've done largely myself, and that takes some time. You know, it's not my favorite thing, so I drag it out, of course. But,
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that's sort of our winter. You know, usually once tax date's here, we feel you know, our tax deadline's March sometimes. So once that's through, but then it's about time to gear in and start putting things back, wash up the place,
Yep.
and get ready to open up again late March. So yeah.
Okay, so now we're inside of the store. What are your main products
Okay,
in here?
so
Like what's
probably-
most popular?
I would say we're standing right in front of the main thing. Tomatoes is our number
Tomatoes.
one. Tomatoes is it's the center of the store, it's right inside the front door. It's at the end of the year when you look at your most valuable, your most profitable product, tomatoes is usually number one. Number two, I would say would be a specific item would be our sweet corn. We're well known for the sweet corn in this area.
Yep.
We sell a good amount of sweet corn.
I know my mom and dad have always loved the corn.
Yeah,
For as
yeah.
long as I can remember.
So the corn is a big thing. We get it now from a local Amish farm in Lancaster County. I guess it's not right here, but we've been getting from them for a number of years. Every 2 times a week or something, we get it in, and they got a great product. Like I said, the customer just said it was the best. It's the best he can find. So you know, that's a big thing. Probably next, right now, one of the top 3, 4, 5 items would be peaches. You know,
Yeah.
that's a very profitable.
Yeah, we
worthwhile
love the
item.
peaches.
Yeah, you're the peach and corn customer. Yeah, that's your number 2. I didn't see what your mom got this afternoon, but yeah, that's a big thing. But yeah, then your melons, your watermelons, your cantaloupes is the thing. But you know, then everything else I'd say chips in.
Where is most of this stuff coming from? Like who are your suppliers? And
So right
does that
now,
vary
a lot
per
of
product?
if it's local, a lot of it comes out of Chester, Lancaster County.
Okay.
That's our local sources. There's a produce auction in Oxford. We get a lot of our stuff from. Right now, there are some items that we find that the quality is better sourcing elsewhere. But as a whole, right now there's not local strawberries, but the best thing we can find is a Canadian strawberry, which eats just like your backyard strawberry. Very good. So that's a big thing. Of course, there's certain things that never are local. You don't get a local Vidalia onion. That's only a Georgia onion. You don't get you don't get local bananas, stuff like that. So we carry those items. I mean, baked goods has been I would say an increased item on our menu. The bakery we get in once a week from several suppliers. We have it from several people, and that's a big weekend thing.
Do you have any products that are local to this area specifically?
Okay, so probably the most local to this area would be our honey.
The honey,
we get from a gentleman just down the road. Actually, he has hives in the local area, so that's where that would come from. Trying to think if there's anything else right in this immediate area. Oh, my son's eggs. They come from the farm.
Okay.
So yeah.
Pasture raised?
Yeah, pasture raised. You got it. So we would have the eggs would be from right on the farm. The turkeys we have for Thanksgiving, and then we freeze and have some frozen all year round. That would be from our farm, and also the pork. A lot of the pork product were from our own hogs. So yeah, so the meats.
And you also do recently peanut butter, right? Isn't that a big one?
We've started that peanut butter. We've probably been doing that peanut butter for, I would say, probably 10 years or so.
Oh, wow.
Now.
Okay.
But yeah, it's sort of tucked in the corner there. A lot of people don't see it, but I'd say this year it's been a pretty good hit. It's original. Ground, we get the peanut butter stuff in and we grind it right here. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then how much turnover in the product is there? So like they bring in the corn or tomatoes, and then how long will that sit out for before you have to, like how much?
So that varies.
Into
that would vary on the item. Sweet corn, we have, we try to keep it looking good. If it looks if it looks a little dry, we'll pull it off, and then we'll maybe sell it husked in the pack. But yeah, corn we get in a couple times a week usually. A lot of the other produce, I get some in one day, some another day, but we usually pick up produce every week. But that doesn't always mean that if you come on Tuesday that you bought the produce that was picked up that Tuesday. It could be from the prior shipment, but we're constantly working the product. Mm-hmm. If it's got an issue, we pull it off or sell it at a discount. If it's good, we keep selling it. But with refrigeration and handling a higher line of product, your shelf life is greatly enhanced. Mm-hmm. We don't try not to sell a lot of stuff that has to be sold today, but at the same time, we're not just showcasing items. It's supposed to keep walking. So,
definitely, yeah.
So,
what's your biggest competition? Do you know that in the area, or? I
would say competition. We have a friend of ours going towards Northeast, and he has a place. There's some competition there, but we have customers that shop there, shop here. They come up. Everybody has their own little thing. Something, we hear people say, "Oh, we like this better, that," and I'm sure he hears the same. He has things that they like better than what they like here. Obviously, when the supermarket is running a sale or the neighbor guy's out selling corn, it can take a little bang on us. But at the same time, if you have a good product and people come to trust it, the supermarket can sell watermelons for a couple bucks cheaper. But if they know that here it's going to be, we try to have a good one. And if it isn't, we'll replace it for nothing. We'll take care of the customer. If there's a problem, we want to know. Obviously, dealing with produce, it's not you can't guarantee it all the time. Mm-hmm. But so competition, yes, there's competition. Does competition affect us? Yes, but when you sell yourself and your product, then I'd say competition doesn't affect you as closely. And if people are coming to you for your product and your service more than just because your corn is the best price at the time.
And how long did it take you then to build that reputation with your customers? Was your business always booming right from the jump, or did that take a while to kind of establish yourself as a main player in the area?
I would say that our business has grown over the years. back when I think when I was 12 years old, and the volume we did back then on a Saturday, we do more than that on a day of the week now, and for us, Saturdays are usually double a day of the week. It varies, but ballpark. But over the years, people learn to know, but at the same time, I would say definitely, the year of COVID and the year after were our craziest years ever, because people were looking for a local, small facility to stop at instead of the supermarkets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That has sort of, I think we've sort of gone back to somewhat of our pre-COVID, but maybe a little bit more now with inflation and the higher prices of stuff. It's a little hard to estimate exactly what our volume, how our volume compares and so forth, because your dollar amounts have changed.
Has that played a role here, inflation?
I would say it plays a role some. A customer will come in and they'll say, oh, wow, strawberries cost that much. Why just, with inflation, you can't do that. And I totally understand. But, at the same time, we have decided that we're going to sell a premium product, and we would have a lot of customers that would be upset if we would go to a strawberry I could sell for $2 cheaper, and it would be just what they're selling in the supermarket. So this is a product that's specific to here, and so they come knowing that, and unfortunately, it isn't the most,
But you're focused on good quality,
right? Right. So, we try to, we have a bargain rack. If something's cheaper or needs to get sold quicker, we'll have that, or, we carry a cheaper line at times and make that. But it's the more diversity of lines that you carry, the more challenging it is it's more inventory, it's more to keep after, it's more to buy, it's more to stock, and you have to determine what your main goal is what I feel.
Mm-hmm. Sort of then along those same lines, how has that been hard keeping up with like the rapid increase in technology? Because that's taken off over the last 10, 15 years. What do you do to keep up with the changes and all of that?
Well, we actually, to be honest with you, I'm content to stay on the base level, would you say? Mm-hmm. We have enough to do, at times too much to do. The intensity is there. We have done very little in the last number of years as far as advertising. We have some signs out on the road, but word of mouth is our biggest advertisement as far as we have a third-party company that does our website and handles our feedbacks and stuff like that, responds to that. So that's largely our, as far as the technology goes, of course, things have changed. Years ago, we didn't take credit cards. Now we take, all kinds of credit cards. We take, Apple Pay and stuff like that. So there's some things that definitely have changed. But as far as I haven't played, I would say, cutting edge on the technology end. That would probably increase our presentation, but at the same time, when you feel like you got enough to do, you don't really focus on enlarging your footprint more than what I feel that you serve a good product, you serve the community well, you sell a good product, people are happy, you make things right when they're not, and you will, and under the blessing of God, you'll have plenty to do, and things will take care of themselves.
Yeah. What's your biggest challenge then with running this whole operation?
I would say probably the biggest challenge is to have enough personnel to take care of things. We have good help, but there's a lot of the ordering and the management on the management end and the ordering end that is a challenge to keep after all that, and feel spread thin sometimes. Trying to keep everything here. Keeping everything managed properly and stuff like that, and having enough help. There are days that go by that we're a person or two short, and then we just work ahead the day before, start early that day, work late, whatever. Do what you got to do.
Got to make do, yeah. With all of your experience here, what are the biggest lessons you've learned?
Well, that's a big subject. I'm still learning a lot of lessons.
Yes.
One of the lessons is to keep people as happy as you can. They come in and they complain, and some of the times it's legitimate. Some of the times that they probably didn't handle the product right, but the best thing you can do is give them that free watermelon, give them that bag of peaches or whatever it is. That's a lesson to learn. Just go the extra mile is good business, and it's also good Christian principle. That's my belief. You have to take time for the customer, no matter how much is going on. Sometimes you're not in the mood to go down over things, or they might ask you at the most inopportune time, but how you handle that particular customer at the particular time will speak volumes to them. We don't know what they're going through. They might be going through a difficult time, and so you want to be their friend.
Yep.
That's a lesson.
And that ties back to your faith
Right.
a lot of the time.
Yeah, I would say that's one of my, would you say, my renewed focus is to, as you relate to so many people every day, you have more potential to touch lives in a good way, and for God and for the good of people's lives and souls, in a way that a lot of people that are working a job can't do that. And so you can influence there and show them a friend, and that's, of course, some days you're bone tired and you just feel like hiding in the back corner, but right along with that, you want to be there for the people, and I enjoy somebody comes in. I just had a customer today, and I say this humbly, but I had a customer, he was in a wheelchair, and he came over to me and said, "Hey, can you help my wife get the stuff to the car?" He said, "I'm not good for anything." I said, "No." I said, "You're good for something. That's not true, but you can't help or do this, so I'll do it," and that's fine. And that, the simple thing of me or my children carrying stuff to people's cars, means something. You're not going to find that very much at the local Acme or something like that, Walmart,
for sure,
supermarket, and stuff. And so that is part of the service and the friendship that we want to show. Somebody comes in, we care about our customers. We hear somebody passed away, we tell them, we care about them. We're praying for them. We're thinking about them and stuff like that. That to me is a vision and a dream and a passion I have for the people that we relate to. So,
do you have anything that you want to say to your customers, or any future customers? You have a message for those people?
Well, number one, we want to serve them the best way we can. We want to give you a product that you say, "I need to go back and get more." We want to give you an opportunity. We want to give you an experience, would be the better way of putting it, of saying, those people are real. They're family. They smile at me. They joke with me. We have a good time when we're there. We go there, we buy our produce, but we go there to talk and to hang out. And that's something that I enjoy doing, relating to people. But yeah, at the same time, we endeavor to give a good product, a fresh product, a product that's hopefully some of the best you can find, and we want you to be happy. And if you aren't, we want to know, and we want to make it right. That's our goal.
I've even found, like myself, I would normally just go to the grocery store, and that'd be my only stop to get food. But being down here for the last couple of months, I've come here on separate occasion to get a specific item, just because I know it's way better than what I'm finding in the store, and to support you guys too. So,
well, that's another thing too, that we have people that I guess I feel in the way part of the community is a sort of a part of the family of the community, and that people, they enjoy coming here because they enjoy seeing my children, and they enjoy seeing me because they remember me as a child and whatever it is. So it's more than just coming for the product, but at the same time, I want to sell a product that people are happy with, that they say, you know what, that was worth what I paid for. And that's just good stuff.
All right, well, that's all I had. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
I
not a
appreciate
problem.
your time,
Not a problem. Yes.
Definitely check out Detwiler's if you're ever in this area. It's the place to be.
All right. Yeah.
Maybe meet Durrell while you're at it.
Yeah, we welcome you here. I'm in the store most days at some point. Some days all day. Some days part of a day. But if I'm not here, I might be out back. But yeah, I'm on staff. I put stuff out. I take care of customers. I'm not sitting at a desk. If I am, you're probably in bed when I'm doing that. So.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Durrell. I appreciate it.